Hello everybody and welcome back to Emily's Upcycled Home. To shop my items, please click on the links in the comments. Follow me on my business page and that link will be in the description. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And let's jump into project number 1. For this project, I found this cabinet in my stash. I wiped it down. It looks like I was going with a little bit of a gray kind of shabby chic theme here, but we're gonna go ahead and redo it, and I'm gonna come in with some fusion paint color and the color cast iron, and I'm gonna go ahead and go dark here. Now here I'm going in lightly because I thought maybe I'll just blend it and shade it and do some things to it, but then you'll see that I decide not to. I go ahead and paint the full piece in that cast iron by Fusion Paint and give this a full coverage look. Now remember, cast iron or Fusion Paint colors do have a built-in sealer, so then you don't need to go ahead and seal this after you paint. And for all the Fusion products I shop, I'll have that link in the description, as well as all my other links. I'm going to go ahead and I only do one coat on this piece, and I just give it a full coverage look here. And then before everything dries, I come in with like a damp paper towel and I wipe off all the excess off the butterflies, using it almost like a wax, like where you wipe it on and wipe it off. But then I'm going to come in and do some of the edges here just to give it another shade in here, using just that one simple cast iron paint tone. And mind you, you do have to do this before the product dries, or else you're stuck with the solid black or cast iron color. Now I'm going to come in with the Iod transfers in the Fairy Merry Christmas, and I'm going to work around this butterfly since it's already there. So the image is not going to be fully centered there, but I don't really mind that. It's just a whole little scene here. Now I go ahead and work around that butterfly like I said, and I put the image kind of where I want it, and then like cut around the butterfly. And then I'm going to save that extra piece because I come in and fill all the gaps that didn't quite make it around the butterfly. And then you just come in with your little tool that Iod sends with all their products, and you're just gonna rub your transfer on and then kind of go over it and seal it in further once the transfer is on fully. Now for the leftover remnant here, I'm just coming in and surrounding that butterfly where there's little gaps and little holes where the transfer didn't fully fit in. Now the rest of the transfer kind of just flop there, so I'll just come back in with some more cast iron color paint from Fusion and cover that up. Now to give this another layer here, I'm going to come in with DIY dark wax and go ahead and go over the full piece and kind of just add that wax in, deepening the tone and adding a little variation in color, because the dark wax has a little bit of a brown hue to it. So I'm adding that onto the full piece and around our transfer and over it slightly. Now I'm going to come in with just this regular acrylic paint color in Mars Orange, and we're going to come in and do a little bit of finger painting here. And I'm just going to go around all the edges and blend it, using it almost like a wax as well, and hitting all the edges where I want. And it's kind of giving me like a little bit of a rust color, so I kind of picked this orangey color for that reason, to bring in a little bit of a rust tone element here. And then I'm just going to continue to use my finger, blend that in, and then you're going to see me come in with a brush a wax brush and kind of blend that paint in even further. And I do hit the butterflies, and I'm hitting all the edges, every edge that's on the piece I'm hitting, and all the molding that I did. I don't remember the names of these moldings that are already on here because it's been sitting in my stash for a while. But if I'll look for them and I'll post them in the description for you guys. And then this is me just continuing on with that rust kind of tone here. And you can add as much as you want, as little as you want. Just, play around with your project and see where you like it. And here it is coming in with the little brush and blending in all that paint in further to help it look as one piece. Now I'm taking a minute here and let you know you can catch me live every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time over on my Facebook business page. That link is in the description. And moving on to project number 2. I had this rabbit from Easter, and it has this big old hole in it because I dropped it and it broke. But I want to go ahead and make this into our little vignette because kind of like in a whimsical kind of theme here, going with that dark and whimsy element. So I'm just coming in with some regular Gorilla wood glue and a piece of Iod paper clay, and I go ahead and just seal that over. And just to match the rest of the piece, I go ahead and smush the clay into the rabbit and go around the rest of the base of the rabbit with whatever leftover clay I had, adding that so that this little patchwork piece here blends. And you're gonna see later on that I end up adding another little element here, but right now we're just going around the base of the rabbit, blending in that paper clay, adding a little bit more texture here because it's already a textured rabbit. But to blend it all, we're just going to go ahead and do this so that it doesn't look like it's a patch there. And I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then we'll come back and look. So here's a rabbit, and you can see it kind of like smushed in. And I like to paint my projects so that I see how it's looking, and I don't like that. So I'm going to come in with the cameo molds here from Iod and the Iod paper clay, and we're going to make a molding here with the clock. And I'm just going to do the clock part, not really the top little piece there. And we're going to go ahead and cover it even further and make it look like he just got a little clock there. You could think of maybe a little clock satchel that he's carrying, however you want to think of it. But I just thought it would look cute with the little clock here. Kind of reminds me like Alice in Wonderland, right? Time's running out, he's late. But I'm going to go ahead and blend the edges here into the bunny so that it doesn't look like it's just plop there. And we're going to repaint this once all this dries, and then we'll come back in also with that same orange color, Mars orange, and do that same thing. Now here's a clock already painted. Now we're going to come in a little bit more heavier on the rabbit with this orange color. And once again, I'm just coming in with my finger and kind of smushing that paint and blending it into all the crevices of the little bunny here. And if you want to use a brush, you can go ahead and use a brush. Use whatever works for you, I'm just showing you the process here and how I do things. And I'm a messy crafter, and my fingers always end up in paint. So I'm going to come in with my fingers here and blend in all that Mars orange to give us a little bit rust element here. Now I'm just coming back and forth and blending it and making sure I got it in all the spots that I want. And then I come in with the little brush here and I blend it in even further, because I want it to fit into the, blend into the cast iron and not be so blotchy on the piece. So we're just going to come in and you want to blend in that paint there. after blending it and we got it where we want, we're going to come back in and do the same process of adding the dark wax. And then I come in and I just like highlight places where I want, like his little nose. And here's a dark wax where I'm just kind of blending that in. And it has that little elements in there of that rust, and some places are darker than others where it fit into the grooves. And now just adding that darker element in here with the dark wax. And like always, you want to put your dark wax on and then wipe off the excess and let it sit so that the wax cures. And here I am just wiping off the excess, and I just used a regular paper towel here. And try not to go so heavy-handed. I'm very heavy-handed, so I was pulling off paint because like always, I don't like to work with fully dry paint because I'm just too impatient to do so. But I'm going to come in with just this little ribbon here, and it's a green little ribbon I got off of Temu. I'll link that as well in the description. And I'm going to tie that in a little bow, and he's going to be completed here. Now, moving on to project number 3, I thrifted this pedestal or urn or whatever you want to call it, a planter, and we're going to go ahead and do the same technique as we did on the bunny, as we did on the cabinet door. Now it looks nice as is, but I wanted to give it a fresh look here, and I'm just going to go ahead and come in once again with that cast iron paint by Fusion and give this one coat and let it dry as much as I can. So I liked the urn as is as well, but I decided to go ahead and give it a little bit of a fresher look here. And like I said, I'm just coming in with the one coat of the Fusion cast iron. It does have a built-in sealer. I will have the link for my affiliate link for Julie's page, Julie's Design and Signs, to shop her Iod products and the Fusion products that I use. And I did order some Dixie Belle Grey Grunge to try out, so going into the Dixie Belle realm, you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and use this Mars Orange once again and my finger and apply all that into all the crevices, all the little grooves. And once again, come in with that little blending brush and blend that in. And I decided to go this way because since it's a little bit of a bigger piece, I'm going to work and blend as I go. And then we'll come back in, and like all the other projects, we'll come back in and add the DIY dark wax. And let me know what you guys think. Should I have left this project as is, or do you like it freshened up and a little bit of a new look here? And here I'm just coming in around the edges, and you can see that I'm adding a lot of paint here and just blending it and pushing it through into all the crevices. And then you can just wipe off whatever you don't want. But once again, we're going to come in and blend in the DIY dark wax here. And I wanted to add a little tree to this. Now, I am not gluing this because I want you to be able to take out the tree and put something else different if you want to change this up. And that's how I kind of have things in my home. I don't like things very permanent. That way I can change things out. So I'm going to do the same for you guys. If you end up purchasing this, you'll just get a little baggie of moss so that you can go ahead and add it to the top of your tree and place it into your urn here. Now, to add some of that color, I just added that little ribbon, and just a little fabric ribbon. And here's the finished products. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.